27 tips and life hacks for living in Costa Rica. That's today's topic on Costa Rica Story. Hey there and welcome to Costa Rica Story, and if this is your first time here, my name is Ed. I make videos about Costa Rica and my life here in Costa Rica. If you're a regular here, part of the Good Vibe Tribe, my name still is Ed, and you know what I do. And you know I can help you with tours at uvitaday.com. Check that out. You can come do the Uvita Day Adventure, uvitaday.com, and check that out. But let's just get to the point here. Let's get to the topic. Let's get to the tips and tricks. And I think I've got 27 listed here. And I'm giving advice about living in Costa Rica, and I'm shooting this video in the afternoon, and I started shooting the video earlier in the day, but my landlord called me up and said they're disconnecting the electricity in one of the other units, and they're going to be doing some work, so the electricity was going to be off for an hour or so. So, I turned off all my electronics like a good boy. I thought I was like doing the good thing, but what I should have done, I should have unplugged everything, because I did turn off all my, I turned the computer off, shut that down, and everything else shut down, but I didn't unplug things, which is stupid, because, when I leave the house, I unplug the coffee maker, but I didn't unplug my big UPS unit, my battery backup for my computer, my $300 battery backup for the computer that I struggled to bring back from the United States. The thing is so freaking heavy. And guess what? There was a power surge. The power surge hit this baby and fried it. I heard it hit it. I could smell it. But fortunately for me, I'm in a situation where I have an extra battery backup, which is not a common thing to have an extra battery backup. It's about half the size of this one, and it's not quite as good as this one, but it'll get the job done. So I've got that already on my computer now. But so one of the things I was saying, when you're in Costa Rica, you have to have an uninterruptible power supply, an uninterruptible power source. And that's what this is. And this one, I can still smell the burning on it. It's just, this thing is so heavy. This was such a struggle for me to bring back from the States. And I don't know if it's the unit itself is fried or whether the batteries got fried. I guess I'll figure that out later. But this thing is, you wouldn't believe how heavy this thing is. So I fried that. I also fried this. This got fried because this was plugged in. And there were other things that were plugged in that didn't get fried, so I guess that's a small blessing with that. But just it goes to show you that you have to be aware of things here in Costa Rica. Even the teacher that's trying to teach you needs to teach themselves. Like I always say, when I'm saying these things, I'm preaching to myself. Anyway, let's get to some of the other stuff. It's hotter than blue blazes in here. Maybe I'll turn a fan on. Usually I don't have a fan on because it affects the audio, but I think I'm just going to turn a fan on. But I was just thinking about that. This is my life here, and they're working construction. They're building a house up above, and there's a lot of noise with that, and a lot of times I have noise with the neighbors and different things. So I'm getting more comfortable with just showing you what my real life here is. So let's get to some of the interesting stuff. So I'm going to start off with my bug scoop. This is my bug scoop. And I used to have a problem here with these little millipedes, these little black millipedes that would crawl across the floor. They'd also get on the walls and sometimes on the ceiling. And I would get there were times when I would probably get between 50 and 100 that I would scoop up and get rid of. But the thing is, when you have bugs of any kind in the house, it's not a good thing to squish them, because then you got a bunch of bug guts and things around. And forget about whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. It's just squishing a bug in your house just leaves a big mess. So we have the bug scoop, the patented bug scoop. All this is a paper towel roll and a plastic bag, and if there's a like a millipede up here, I could just go like that and it goes down into the bag, and I could either toss it outside, toss it in the toilet, however I feel like doing it. And also, when they're on the floor, when the millipedes are on the floor, a lot of different things on the floor, you can scoop it up with an index card. This works great for the millipedes. Not so much for like a spider that's fast or a scorpion. This really wouldn't work for that. This could work for a scorpion. This could work for a lot of things. It's pretty effective. So yeah, that's one of my life hacks. That's the bug scoop. The bug scoop. Okay, here's another life hack, and it's and I want to say it because I get this all the time when I do things about Costa Rica. This is something that can be used in Costa Rica or anywhere else. So when you get a can of shaving cream or hairspray, if you're in a humid place like Costa Rica or a humid place like your bathroom, it tends to leave a ring. So if you just, because it's metal on the bottom of here. So if you just put some tape on the bottom of this, it won't leave a dirty ring, a dirty like rusty ring on your, if you leave it on your sink or wherever you leave this, it won't leave a ring. So, life hack, cover up your can with tape. All right, so number 3, an inside clothesline. Hanging your stuff up on an inside clothesline in Costa Rica is a good idea because if you dry your stuff outside, usually you can't get it completely dry. Usually, for me, I consider maybe you get about 90% dry because it's so humid. And inside, I keep the humidity fairly low inside, so the clothes will dry. So having the inside clothesline is helpful. And I also have a dehumidifier in here, and I can turn that on if I'm drying clothes in here. Okay, so a pitcher filter for water, and I just do this as it's a matter of flavor, because here in Uvita, the city water has got chlorine in it, and I'm not a fan of chlorine. So I just have one of these pitchers. They're not super expensive, but you know, they do enough to take the chlorine flavor out. So I like having that. And there's different kinds of filters that can do different kinds of things. Some can filter out like nasty bugs and different things like that you may want to eliminate from your drinking water. But here, I mean, the drinking water here is safe. It's just a matter of taste for me. Speaking of water, here in Uvita, ever since I've been here, and I think this is true a lot of places in Costa Rica, there's a lot of growth. So there's a lot of work that goes on in the infrastructure. And here in Uvita, the water system is always being worked on. You always see somebody out. You always see the trucks out digging, the backhoe digging, and the water goes out here quite a bit. So it's good to have. I've got like 4 of these. So if the water does get turned off, a lot of times they give you a little bit of a warning, and then you'll have a backup. And also, if you have a friend in another part of town, and maybe maybe you have water here and they don't have water, so you can fill up your jugs and bring them some water. I do that. That's happened with me at the farmer's market. I bring my friend Danier water because sometimes the farmer's market may be out of water down there. And if I have water, I can bring it to him, and it's much appreciated. So it's good to be prepared. Number 6, having a small fan can help you reduce your electric costs, because like I use this fan by my computer. When I'm working on my computer, I just have that blowing a little breeze on me. It cools me off quite a bit. And I only use the air conditioner to get the humidity down. It's not really a temperature thing. So this is more of a comfort thing. I have a little breeze while I'm working. It's kind of a nice thing, and it's really small, so it doesn't use much electricity. So small fan. So 7, I call this my car kit. So when you go out in your car, have a little bag and have an extra pair of shorts, an extra shirt, whatever extra clothes you want to bring. And this maybe it's because you're going swimming and you might want to change into dry clothes. But more often for me, it's just a matter of like, hey, I just got really sweaty. So that's why I also bring a little bit of deodorant in my car kit. My car kit also has like some little towelettes for cleaning off, toothbrush and toothpaste. And also having a little bit of sunscreen and bug spray in your car kit is a good idea. And also one thing that I always have in my car is one of these little towels, little rags really, little microfiber cloths. And these come in handy for a lot of reasons. It's like if I'm driving along and I have my cell phone on the seat, I can throw this over top of it and the sun doesn't get it. If I need something to clean my hands off, or if there's something that's spilled, it's good to have one or two of these in the car at all times. So it's a pretty good life hack for living here in Costa Rica. Also in the car kit you can have this is a little bit of it actually is baby food, pineapple baby food. Just an emergency little boost of energy. I sometimes bring it when I go kayaking. It's just a quick little emergency energy boost. So number 8, and I've talked about this before, having a voice over internet protocol landline. I've got a landline from the United States that I use here with an Uvita device, and I'll put a link down below in the description to some of the products that I use here, some of the things that I find helpful, and Uvita is one of them. Uvita is like it basically, I ported my old landline number to Uvita, so I can use that for bank verification. And I also talk to my sister who likes to talk landline. She doesn't like the internet stuff, so that's how I talk to her. And also another thing I use for banking, this would be number 9, a US cell phone number, which I have with Google Voice, and it's a US number that I use for text verification for banking and a lot of other different services that require that. So number 10 is a Roku device, and that's basically, that'll turn any television into a smart TV if it isn't already a smart TV, and they're fairly inexpensive. Number 11, install WhatsApp on your phone, because that's how Costa Rica communicates, whether you're going to the doctor, whether you're banking, whether you're talking to a friend, whether you're looking to buy a new car. WhatsApp is how we all communicate here. So get that on your phone, get familiar with it before you come here, and figure out how to use it. It's not hard. I never used it before I came here, and now it's a thing I use for almost everything. Speaking of install, number 12, install Waze for driving, for navigating. And I find that to be the best navigational tool here in Costa Rica. There are people that say Google Maps is better, but I just find Waze much better. And Waze is really good because people that use Waze here are very enthusiastic about it, and they report any kind of road hazard. If there's a little stick in the road, they're like, hey, there's a stick in the road up ahead. You'll hear about it. So install Waze and get used to using it. It's a very helpful app, and I highly recommend Waze. So number 13 is what we started off with here, my heartbreak of the UPS unit that I lost because of the power surge. So have a UPS unit to protect you from the power surge, because if I didn't have that battery backup there and I had my computer plugged directly into the wall, my computer and my monitors and everything would have just been blown to pieces, and that would not have been good. So a UPS unit's good to have, and what I'm going to tell you to do, and I'm going to tell myself to do, if there's any situation where the electricity is going on and off, where it's flickering at all, unplug everything and just wait for it to pass, and then plug your stuff back in, because it's not worth losing your electronics. So if the power is a little sketchy, unplug. That's not on the list. That's something I learned the hard way here. So learn from my mistakes. So number 14, go to the farmers market and roadside stands for your food. Get more natural food. And I'm not the biggest person on eating well, but I know that that's the thing you should be doing. That's the thing I should be doing. So do as I say, not as I do on that one. So number 15, along the same lines of food, don't buy imported food, like even processed food. I know processed food's not good for you, etc., etc. But for example, if you buy Jif or Skippy peanut butter here, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. There's a local brand that you can get, and it's way cheaper. Don't buy imported cereals here. They're really expensive. Brands from the States are super expensive when it comes to cereal. And pasta sauce is really expensive here. I did a little comparison shopping when I went back to the States, And the same exact jar of pasta sauce in the States was about $1.50. You come back to here in Costa Rica, the same sauce is like $6 a jar. So yeah, I don't buy that sauce here. So number 16, use your Spanish skills as much as you can, even if you have really bad Spanish skills like I do. Keep at it. Keep practicing at it. Find some friends that want to learn English, and you go back and forth and talk a little Spanglish together. It's one of those things you can't give up on it. I know people that have lived here a really long time and they have given up on it, and I still haven't. I'm still trying, and people get a kick out of what a slow learner I am. But I laugh, they laugh. It's all a good time. So number 17. Always buy your bananas as green as you can find them. And it's been a thing here lately, I don't know why, but they've been pushing the overripe bananas, so sometimes it's hard to go in and get a decent banana. Because I'll buy like a normal banana, like a normal ripeness, and I get it in the house, and it seems like it in no time it's already overripe. So get your bananas as green as you can and eat them quickly. Don't let them sit on the shelf too long. And sometimes, if you look, they'll have overripe bananas on the top. If you look underneath, maybe they'll have some green bananas, and you can grab a couple of those. And the thing about the green bananas here, the green bananas are pretty much, you could eat the green bananas here. They're like in the States, if you have a green banana, they're kind of like tough and hard. Here, a green banana is usually easier to eat. It's usually almost ripe. It's just one of those weird things about how they have to ship the bananas back to the States. Number 18, always check your shoes, whether inside or outside. You don't know if you've got a scorpion in there, a snake, spider. Give it a good shake, and then maybe stick your hand in just to make sure you got everything out so you don't stick your foot in there, and hopefully you're not going to encounter any creepy crawlies. Number 19, skip the fancy restaurants and go to a soda. It's usually cheaper and it's usually better food, so go to your local soda, support your local soda. And if you don't know what a soda is in Costa Rica, it's a little kind of a mom and pop type restaurant. So support your local soda. Number 20, get yourself a Costa Rica bank account if you live here, and that will allow you to have SynPay. And SynPay is a very popular way of paying things here in Costa Rica. People like to pay with SynPay. And I'm going to do a video about how to get a Costa Rica bank account here in the future, so make sure you subscribe, set up notifications, all that fun stuff that YouTubers are supposed to tell you. Number 21, take a cold shower. Forget about the warm shower, the hot shower. In Costa Rica, a cold shower makes a lot more sense. It's hot outside. You want to keep yourself cool. You get up in the morning, it's stimulating. And it's not really as bad as a cold shower like in the northern climates. Like in upstate New York, a cold shower it's very, very much more intense than it is here in Costa Rica. It's more of a cool shower in Costa Rica. So give it a shot, get it into your routine. Sometimes I will take a warm shower before I go to bed, but like when I wake up in the morning, it's always a cold shower. And if I'm getting ready to go somewhere, take the cold shower, and it gets the core body temperature down a little bit, so it gives you a little bit of protection against starting to sweat. Because if your body's cooled down, you don't sweat quite so soon. Eventually, the coolness of the cold shower will wear off, but it gives you some time to be cool and sweat-free for a little while. That's a really good tip. That's probably, these aren't in any particular order, but that would be, to me, the most helpful tip on this whole list. Number 22, keep your batteries charged. Sometimes the power goes out here for a while when you least expect it. So keep your batteries charged, and having a USB portable charging device is very handy to have. It's a good thing to have on hand. Even my flashlight, I can charge stuff with my flashlight. That's also a charging unit in itself. Number 23, don't leave food out in the kitchen. Don't leave food out around. Don't leave dirty dishes in the sink. Don't leave that knife with peanut butter on it hanging off the edge of the sink like I do sometimes, because you're going to attract bugs, you're going to attract geckos. You'll have geckos licking your silverware and ants coming in. So you don't really want to do that. So do as I say, not as I do. Again, Number 24, keep things picked up around the house. Don't leave a lot of clothes laying around, boxes, bags, different things like that, because the creepy crawlies will take advantage of that, and they'll take up residence in these things. So keep a clean house. I'm lucky because I have to pick up my house once a week because I have house cleaning, and it forces me to declutter, which gives the house cleaner a chance to clean things. So just don't leave a lot of clutter around. It'll reduce the amount of creepy crawlies that you have to deal with. Number 25, I bring this up all the time, but get up early. It's Costa Rica. It can get warm here. It can get hot here. So get up early, get things done, and beat the crowds. Getting up early is a Costa Rica thing. The howler monkeys will tell you, you need to get up. The Chilean coca will tell you need to get up. So get up early. It's Costa Rica. So number 26. Dilute your dishwashing liquid. And this is one of those things I'm going to get comments from people going, hey, that's not Costa Rica, that could be used anywhere. And yes, a lot of these things can be used anywhere. This just happens to be something I learned in Costa Rica. I didn't learn it till I was here. And I know probably a lot of you also do this, but it's a great way to save on wasting, the concentrate. So I've got like a kind of a diluted version that I use that when I'm washing. I just sprinkle that on. And so another thing you can use this detergent for is I have some in this spray bottle diluted with water, and I can spray it on a bug if a bug is going by and I don't want to use pesticide. I just use this little formulation, and it takes care of the bugs. It just covers the body and suffocates them. That's the way it works, and it's non-toxic, so it's a great alternative to pesticides. I mean, of course, everybody's going to say, oh, you better take the bug and throw it outside, which I do sometimes, but sometimes it's just not practical, and I have to give them the treatment. You see, the creepy crawlies and we have a deal. We have a treaty. Outside, I'm not going to bother them. You do whatever you want outside, but once you cross into the house, it's up to my discretion what becomes of you. So, Usually I'm not going to stomp on anything. A lot of times I'll throw them out the door, but sometimes they get the special soapy spray, and I'll tell you they don't like the soapy spray. Number 26 is the little compressor, and I've had this thing for a long time. This is not like the most recent version of this. They have these that can plug into your car and things, but this is great for filling up the tires on your car. It's actually a little bit too much for doing my bicycle. I've got a hand pump that I use on a bicycle because it'd be too easy to overinflate a bicycle with this, but this is great for the car. It also has a little attachment you can put on it to blow things out. If you want to get rid of some debris in your car or something like that. What else do I have here? Well, I mean, you always need a flashlight. You should always have, it's not a flashlight. That's a screwdriver. You always need a screwdriver. Always need a flashlight. And always have some water with you when you're in the car. I have one more bonus tip and trick for living in Costa Rica. Make sure you've got a bag for when you go shopping, like this Costa Rica Story shopping bag. I'm going to put links down below in the description to this and to a lot of the stuff that you can buy, that some of the things that I've used here in my life here in Costa Rica. I've got a whole page dedicated to that, so check that out. So if you're coming to Uvita and you're going to go on some tours, get a hold of me. I'll help you with that, and that will help me. It'll help you. It'll help the tour company. Also, I need people to come here. Come and see me. Come and do the Uvita Day Adventure with me. Just go to uvitaday.com for more information about the Uvita Day Adventure and tours that you can book here in Costa Rica. And I'm building my web page for the tours, and I'm adding more things as I go. It's a work in progress. It's a lot of work, but check it out. And if you need help booking the tours, let me know. Always, always, always tell them Ed from Costa Rica Story sent you. It helps me greatly. And if you want to do the Uvita Day Adventure, it's never too late to do the Uvita Day Adventure. Some people book far ahead of time, and sometimes people book at the last minute. They're in Costa Rica, they're thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey, I'll do the Uvita Day Adventure. Let me give Ed a call. And what's that you say? What? You don't know what the Uvita Day Adventure is? Well, you better watch this video.
love this.
So are you ready? Are you ready to come to Uvita and experience the Uvita Day Adventure? I really love showing people my world, living vicariously through their adventures here. We can hit a lot of the popular attractions, so you never really know who's going to drop in on the Uvita Day Adventure. And it's definitely a good way to get in touch with your inner child. And if you want, we can even get off the beaten path. A coffee tour with mi amigo Dainair. Maybe we'll find some wildlife to photograph. Visit to the farmer's market, making some new friends. And if you go on a coffee tour, I have to warn you, Dainair might put you to work. Or if you're more adventurous, hike up a mountain trail to a waterfall. A refreshing swim in a beautiful swimming hole. But there's a lot to see, and there's a lot to do. Make new friends, see some cool things, make some memories. The Uvita Day Adventure. Go to uvitaday.com for more information. Hopping into a beautiful swimming hole. Another thing we can do on the Uvita Day Adventure.
Hey guys, my name's Brett Bond. I'm from Utah, and I booked the Uvita Day Adventure with Ed. And I have to say I was a bit hesitant to book it in the beginning because I thought I could find stuff on my own. But now that we're out here and I'm actually chatting with Ed, I have to say the amount of information he's given me and just like all the different details, the fun facts, I'm super glad I booked it. So yeah, if you're visiting Costa Rica, book the adventure with Ed.
But that's all I've got for this edition of Costa Rica Story. Make sure you like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, but most importantly, share this video and this channel with a friend. Hasta luego.